All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I'm on this old Pontiac still, and I've been out here the last couple nights just tidying up the stuff that it's just so time consuming. Sometimes I feel like it just takes so long and it makes it hard. I don't want to, I struggle filming just because that seems like so monotonous and boring. But it is what it is. We'll keep on plugging away. But anyways, like I said, so I tidied up a bunch of the wire. Kind of show you guys this here. So I got a bunch of it kind of loomed up. You see the looming there. So I got it all loomed up nice. Up in there. You can kind of see it along there. I should get my light, show you guys better. But like I said, we're getting it all tidied up. And then I am also, I'll bring it down to show you guys, but we're getting the rear brake line in as well. Looking pretty good. Happy with that. And we got her terminated right there for now. I have to put a little bracket and the little soft line down to the axle. But I can work on getting it over the axle as well, from each wheel cylinder to wheel cylinder, and so on. But like I said, the last few nights I've been out here just plugging away at this stuff, just trying to get what I can to make the progress keep going. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll get to in this video. Oh, I'll lower this down and I'll show you guys the how I'm kind of doing the brake line up top. Let me lower this baby and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let me show you here. So brake lines have, like, a lot of times they'll have a coil in them or something off the master to account for any kind of movement the body might have with the frame and stuff. I don't really have the ability to make a coil. So what I tend to do is I can bend some zigzag into that. So that will give it the same sort of, flex. So that's what I've done. I don't have the right fitting for the right size of tubing for here, but I also did go ahead and put in a proportion valve for the rear because this car will have drum brakes for now in the back, disc brakes in the front. So you have to, it's nice to have the ability to set your bias for the back and the front so that it brakes all four tires nice and evenly. So, and then if you ever update to discs in the back or something, you can just adjust it different to compensate for that as well. And you can also crank it almost all the way off. It doesn't go totally off, but you can totally turn it quite a bit off if you want to do some burnouts or something. So, but anyways, it's nice to have that proportion valve to have adjustability. So when I got the back brake line done up to it, I need to get the right fitting to go to the master. It's to put that section there, and I'll do the same thing. I'll put some little zigzags in it and stuff. But I have to take a break right now. I got to go jump in the old 4x4. Barbie wants we have a path around the land for her to walk her dogs and stuff, and it's kind of snow covered. So we're going to try and drive the truck around to kind of smash the path down. So we'll go take for a little drive, and then we'll be back tinkering with this. See you guys in a little bit here. All right, so we went and bucked a couple laps and blazed the path for Barbie there. So it was actually tough going. The snow's kind of crusty on top, so breaking through and stuff, and it was kind of a workout for that little fella. So, but it did good, and it made it, and we're back in the garage here. I'm just about going to pack it in for the night. I don't have much more time here. It's getting late. I got to work in the morning, so. But I'll just tinker with a little bit at the very least, get things prepped for tomorrow and tidied up and ready to rock. But yeah, and see you guys tomorrow. Okay, everyone, I'm back out here working on the old Pontiac. Now, what I decided to do was I was going to throw the shifter in. I thought maybe I'll do that. That'll be kind of a fun little job to do. So I got the shifter off of Amazon. Now this car has a Turbo 400 in it, and they called this shifter for a Turbo 350. Because I thought, shoot, you know what? They'll be close enough. I can make it work. But I was wrong. First of all, this is the shifter. Here it is. Comes with some hardware and stuff. And it actually seems like a good quality, solid shifter. But then what I went ahead and did, because I had over the hill there an old housing, a Turbo 350 transmission housing. So I went and grabbed that fella, brought it up. Now this thing don't jive. It's not jiving with either. Yeah. So it's supposed to kind of bolt on the back through the your tail housing bolts, and then the sides it comes with some brackets and stuff to try and mount that. But I don't know, man. It's just not jiving with anything. So that's no problem though, because I got the bracketry and I got what I need here to make it work. I'm just gonna have to cut some of these brackets and stuff to make it fit appropriately. Like I can make this fit the transmission in this car where it bolts to the tail housing. It's just nothing up here jives. So that's no problem. I think we can make all that work. It's just going to take a little bit of extra horsing around. So when I figure out what I'm going to do, I'll show you guys, and then we'll do it, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I'm not disappointed because, like I said, it was cheap. It was very cheap, and it seems to be a very good quality. Like I said, I'm happy with everything other than it doesn't seem to fit either. So, which is weird, but we'll figure this out, and we'll, like I said, that's the beauty of metal. You can cut it, and then you can weld it back together if you have to. So, but like I said, once I figure out what I'm doing here, I'll show you guys, and we'll continue on with this thing. Okay, let me show you guys what I ended up doing. So, when I went ahead and did was cut. So these used to be here. Oh, I'll show you guys. I'll get it. Anyways, so those used to be really long, and they would hit they just wouldn't fit over the transmission. You can see they hit there, and they kind of hit here. See how it bows out? So they wouldn't allow it to go down. So what I decided to do is I cut them off, and these were actually supposed to be on the outside, but I put them on the inside, and then this pattern matched up, so that's okay. So that being said, that might be a universal thing, so that might be okay. Now it's on there, and it's actually pretty sturdy, but I don't have the linkage hooked up, so there's going to be a little bit of forces on it. You can set the preload on the bushings and stuff. All that can be set after, but so there might be a little forces on it. So what I have to do, or want to do, I guess, is I want to mount the front of it somehow. Now this side, and this might actually just be enough. So we got these brackets, and these were actually, from the picture I saw, were supposed to mount to the end of that plate, go down into the housing on the Turbo 350. There's a hole. I can show you guys that because there's these. So the way it's supposed to work is on each side, these were supposed to plug into there, one on each side. You can see there's one there. And then those funny brackets were supposed to mount that, mount to that. But the weird thing is that whole bracket wouldn't fit the housing. That's where the dilemma came in. And then, of course, the Turbo 400, pretty much the only difference is it doesn't have them stumps, which is actually a great way to do it, but it doesn't have them. So now I have to find a way to get this baby to mount without using these. So what I see here is I got my housing for the governor and stuff there. And now this with the right amount of, you can see it almost works there. With the right amount of modification, I can bolt it to here. I just have to adjust the height of it and stuff and shim it just a bit, a couple shims, and I should be able to bolt that one to there. So that takes care of that side, and then I'll see if that's actually just sturdy enough. But if not, if I actually want to add, because there's nothing like that over here, but I can take this and I put a bracket that just kind of butts up to the case or something, and that'll probably be plenty. Like I said, 3 points. Like I said, it's already it's already rigid as heck. So yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna have a problem. And I was a little worried about it when I originally started because I'm like, shoot, nothing's working. But once I cut them off and bolted it up, I'm actually pretty happy. I think this ain't gonna be that hard. So I'll just keep on trucking. Like I said, I'm just gonna slightly modify this to fit that so I can bolt it on, and I'll see how it looks, and we'll go from there. And then I'll go ahead and hook up the linkage, and it gives you options, and that's what also didn't seem to jive, is it gives you several different line of links with the little baby rod ends. That all seems okay, but none of these links of rod, none of them also seem to jive to get down to the shifter linkage. So, but that is not a problem at all. I can make I can adjust the length of the rods, make something that'll connect the two points. So I'll show you guys that once we get it lifted up and looked at. But first things first, I'll just make something. I'll modify that bracket, and we'll get that thing mounted a little more solid. And if I like how it is, without that other side, we'll just continue on, and we'll be in business. I went ahead and just modified this bracket here just a little bit, and you can see it's bolted up there, and it lines up with that bolt. Now all that, and that's gonna really make it rigid, right? It's not bolted here yet, but see how that just wiggles a bit, but it's gonna be plenty stiff. And then, but anyway, so now I got to do is take it apart, put a longer bolt in there, so I can put a nut, and that'll hold that little gaffer tight as heck. And then I think it'll be good. But then what I'm gonna do is I have this guy, this little fellow over here. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt him in the same spot, and I'll shim that nub down in there. I'll shim it so that it's nice and tight, and then when I bolt it up tight, it's gonna just kind of push on the housing, and just another little stable factor to the old shifter here. So I'll go ahead and rip this out of here, and we'll get some longer bolts, get that rigged up, and then we'll get it mounted. And then we'll hook up the linkage, see if what we can do there, and see if it actually shifts. All right, everyone, I got that sucker bolted in there, and I like it. It's good. I'll show you guys here. So yeah, so there you have it. That baby ain't going nowhere. Look at that shaking the car. We got some shifting action. So let's shimmy underneath. Then I'm gonna have to it's gonna pain me to do it because I'm so happy with my cover, my little center console cover, but I'm gonna have to chop a hole in it. I'll try to do the best I can, obviously, but I'm gonna have to chop a pretty decent hole in it to make room for this all. And we'll get some kind of a nice little boot over it or something. But anyways, it'll look good. So let's get underneath and see if we can hook up that linkage somehow. I'll take my light and we'll go under there. Okay, I'm going to show you guys my last dilemma. So you can see I got the link on the transmission right there. You can see the shifter up there. Now here is the longest rod. Yeah, you can put one little rod in there. But this is the longest rod they give you in the kit. And as you can see, it's close. Not really. But either way, no cigar. So we got to make this, well, I'll bolt this one up, and we got to measure, and we got to make one of these that's longer. So what they did was they give you, my second little fella, but they give you extra lengths. Now, I'm really not sure what, but it's all good. We'll, we'll take the 3 of these, and we'll make one that's the right length. And now I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that. It would be nice, I don't know what thread that is. Be nice to, honestly, if you found a little I don't know what they call them, the long nuts that would this rise, this is kind of tiny little, I'm not sure what it is, but it'd be nice if you found them that you could link it, just screw them together and tighten it up. What I might end up doing is cutting one of these down, maybe even both of them down to get rid of the threads, and I'll just I'll see if I can find something to sleeve it, and then we'll sleeve it together, and we'll have the right length. But yeah, some nice little tube or something that I can sleeve it and just shove these in, and I'll tack it or whatever I got to do, or maybe even some kind of crazy glue or something, but some JB Weld or something. But anyways, I'll go see if I can find something that fits this, a nice little tube or something, and we'll see what we can do there. All right, let me show you guys what I did before I call it an evening here. So got the link. I went ahead and I found a little chunk of tube that fit it just right, and I sleeved it, and then I welded it up and stuff. So should be good. And then you still got the adjustability, of course, of the two ends there. But and I went ahead and bolted that in. Still got to tighten the top one. You can see it wiggles there. But let's lower the car down. We'll lower it down and we'll tighten that one up, and we'll see if this thing kind of shifts. All right, so let's check this thing out. So I went ahead and threw the old shifter knob on there too, this little guy. That's not going to stay. We're going to do something else anyways. But reverse, neutral, drive, second, first. First, second, oh, I clicked too many. First, second, drive, neutral, reverse, park. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So I think that'll work good. And like I said, I am going to do something a little different with the shifter here, make something a little nicer. But that's all for this evening, and I'll be back out after work tomorrow and see how much more I can get done. I think I might go ahead and keep working on this, get what I got to do. Said doo-doo. Anyways, I'll get what I got to do, and I'll see if I can make my little transmission bump fit. Like I said, it's going to be a shame. I'll show you that guy. I cleaned that up. I'm pretty happy with it, but I'll show it to you. But yeah, it'd be kind of a shame to cut it up a little bit. Yeah, anyways, I'll show you guys that quick, because I kind of cleaned it up, and because I think I'm going to leave it. I like it so much. Oh. So I'm going to go ahead and clear coat it, I think, but pretty happy with that. I don't know. It's real nice. But I will end up having to cut a whole bunch of this back section out here. I'll do something. I'll do something nice. We'll make it look good. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is, once the carpet and stuff's laid, I think I'll put that on top, bolt it down with some nice bolts and make it look good. And I'll clear coat it so it stays nice. I just think it'd be nice. It'll kind of go with the vibe that's going on inside that car. So anyways, see you guys tomorrow after work. All right, everyone. I'm back out in the garage here. So let me show you what I've been doing. I've been out here for a little while. Gotta learn to speak fluently. Anyways, I've been out here a little while. I went ahead and got these little fellas made up. So I don't know if you guys know what these are for, but I'll tell you. So I got some of them, and what I got to do is I got to get my old lathe working, because then I can just do them here. I had to borrow someone's lathe to do that. So I have done that kind of stuff on the drill press and stuff. It's just not nearly as, you don't get the hole straight, you don't get all that kind of stuff. But anyways, what those are for is to, they're going to go onto the valve covers mounts, and that'll sturdy up my cover. I finally got these made. So we'll go ahead and throw them in quick. And then we'll get to work on that, do a little more work on that transmission tunnel, and we'll see how much we can get done there on that stuff. So let me go ahead and get this cover off, and we'll work on throwing them in, and then I got to try to lay them out and know where to put the little button heads and get them mounted on. So we'll see how this works. All right, I'll show you guys the plan here. So you can see these bosses here. That's the plan. So these will get cranked down in there. And I'll just bottom them out real tight, and we'll put one there too, and the same on the other side. Then I have to try and figure out get this out quick. Yeah, I'll tighten them down, and then I got to figure out where I want to put the holes in my lid, and then we should be good. Then I can have that bolted down nice and secure. So I'll go ahead and throw them in. Go ahead and throw all four of them in, and then we'll see how we can kind of try and measure that out onto that lid there. Okay, I got them suckers tightened down. I just double nutted the top and cranked them in. If a guy was real fancy, he could put some flats or something in it, but it's all good. So I got all four of them in. Now I'm going to set the lid on, Move that. I'll set the lid on and then see where they kind of land. See where they kind of end up, and we'll try to drill some holes in the lid, and it should be as simple as that. I will put some, I'll show you on the lid. I did that. I glued these big washers onto there, and I'll do the same there just to, you know, so because that's aluminum, that'll give it a nice big surface to spread the load out. So let's, I'll set that lid on, see where they go. So yeah, so that's perfect actually. Like I said, well, I don't know, not yet. I got to figure out where they go. This one will be easy enough. Then that one I could just maybe measure. But the only bummer is too, this back one is a little higher up. This one's nice down. Well, it's pretty close to that flange, but that'll be okay. But it's kind of nice down on the flange part. This one's kind of up a bit from it. But we'll see. We'll make it look good. Yeah, I do like how it's really, you know, really beefed it up. And then once it's bolted tight, obviously it'll be very good. So, anyways, we'll get some marks made and we'll see what happens. All right, just a quick update on my mounts here. So, two things I did. So I wanted to use these holes for two reasons, because they're empty and they are probably, you know, kind of symmetrical and stuff with each other. Problem is, this one ended up hitting, I should have thought of it, I guess, before, but it ended up hitting right on the transition. So I think that my button head there would look silly. And then the other one ended up right in the corner on that thing. And then the other side, the back one was the same thing. It ended up on the bead roll, which I didn't like. Front one's perfect. That one's perfect. Love where that one's at. So I moved them. You can see I moved them up farther on the thing. These have several spots. The only problem now is the bolts are not going to be really symmetrical in the cover, but I figure that having it, you know, real good and secure, and it's going to be all kind of shiny, and I don't think you really notice that too much, just the placement of them. But I think having them secure and proper is going to be a better bet. Now I've been thinking, how am I going to transfer the position over? I got a plan for that, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'll have to cut a bolt up. I'll grab a bolt here. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bolt, I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to sharpen the end, and I'll screw it down in that hole, leaving just the tip out to a point, and then I'll get that exactly where I want it, and then I'll just whap it with a rubber mallet or something, and that'll leave a little dent. I'll show you guys. I think it'll work pretty good. Well, I hope so anyways. All right, so I got a bolt cut off, and I got it stuck in my drill press, and I'm going to use this just to put a point on that. So here's the plan. Turn this on. And I think that's going to be plenty. All right, let me show you guys what I got going on there. So you can see there, maybe you can't, but yeah, so just got the little point sticking up. So go ahead and set that cover on, line up the top two, make sure I got that where I want it, give it a little tap. I should have a pretty good point. And then I'll just do that for the rest of them. Okay, so it's I got the top in just to hold it, kind of got my little rubber hammer, and then I'll just get where that is, and I'll just put it where I want it. And I think I want it right there, and we'll give it a little, oh heck yeah, see that? I don't know if you can see that. Show you guys. It made a real nice bump right there. That's where I need to drill that hole. So I'll go ahead and pull this off, drill that hole, and then it's probably just gonna have to take it on and off probably 3 or 4 times to get all of them. But that worked very well. So let's get this one done, and then we'll get it on there, see what it looks like. Okay, everyone. After several ons and offs with this cover, we got that done, and that worked extremely well. And then you can see the bolts are a little random. You know, I got to do the big washers behind, like I mentioned, but they're a little in the middle of nowhere. But you know, there's only a couple, so it's not really out of place. And then this side turned out just a hair different. This one's very similar. This one was right down in the corner, so that's real nice. But yeah, that poking it with the thing worked super well. Happy with that. So that's just about done. One viewer did mention I should maybe trim out the front a little with some ribbons, and I really like that idea, and I might do that. I am going to try and get the air filter and all that kind of stuff on first, just to see how that turns out, and then we'll see how it looks. But yeah, I do like that idea. You know, maybe putting some trim just to, you know, fill it in and hide a little more of that stuff. But again, we'll see. And I am running out of time for this video, but this stuff just, I don't know, this stuff just takes time and kind of kicks your butt. But I do want to show you guys one other quick sweet modification that I've done with this baby. I'll grab this here. Yeah, so I'll show you guys here inside. So I went ahead and threw an extension on the, you can see that here. We'll fix it up, make it look good, but we threw an extension on that shifter because we got this baby right here. We're going to throw that on there. Spin him on. Spin him down. And then we'll cinch everything up. But yeah, that looks tough. So that's the, that's that. I don't know, I like it. It's going to look good. And like I said, we'll clean that shifter up nice. The rod, I think I got an idea for that as well. I got an idea to make that rod real nice. But yeah, I think that'll work very well. Looks good. Yeah, so super happy with that. This kind of stuff is fun, so I enjoy doing stuff like that. So, but yeah, so we'll keep on plugging away, keep the progress going. You guys will see this car if you keep watching. I guess you won't if you don't watch, but if you watch, you'll see this car ripping one day soon. So, and then we'll get to work on some other stuff. But pretty looking forward to all of that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.